that the same sort of effect as the yaw with the rear axle housing?
Yes, yeah, it's just the next level.
Let's go Jeff Hood, Rusty Miller, and then we'll go to Patrick, and then Kevin.
Hey, Brad, Jeff Hood of RacingToday.com. I know I've always heard there's a lot of bumps in the asphalt here at this track. What type of challenges does that present, and what do you think about the racing surface here?
Yeah, the bumps are very difficult to navigate here at Kentucky. It produces a racetrack that, by very nature, is hard to be consistent to drive because it's hard to hit the same bump twice. Even in a race car, as you know, supposedly a professional driver, we can't hit the same bumps twice, whether it's passing traffic or tire fall off. That changes the way our car enters the corner, just changes the series of bumps and how you go over them. And each bump you hit changes the way the car drives. So it's hard to really predict as a driver what the car's going to do until it does it when you're on a bumpy surface. So that's very challenging and requires you know, a more disciplined skill set to drive that rewards some and obviously doesn't reward others. And it requires a little bit more feel, so I think it rewards some of the more talented drivers as well. So, you know, that's certainly a different challenge. It's not a good challenge or a bad challenge. It's just different, and I like that. I like that about the sport, that we go to different racetracks, and you know, I would equivalent that to a football player that plays in the snow one week and then in the rain the next, and in the heat and then in a dome. Well, it's the same thing for racing, where we go to different tracks, and one's bumpy, one's smooth, one's flat. And one has a lot of tire wear, and then who knows, we even go to a road course in between. So I think that's good. It showcases the drivers and teams that are the most versatile and can find a way to be successful. Was there another question there? Yes. Okay, all right.
Go ahead, Rusty.
Rusty Miller, AP. Brad, Ricky Stenhouse's name's been in the news this week. Could you talk about what kind of driver he is, whether he's ready for this promotion?
Sure. Well, I mean, if you win a championship at the you know, the top three tiers, or I guess I should say the second and third tier, I think that's, you know, obviously a glowing endorsement that you're ready to enter the Sprint Cup Series, and I think that just speaks for itself. So you know, he deserves the credit for that, and I think that shows right there that he's ready for the opportunity. I know he's ran a couple Cup races in I think it was a 21 car, and I think he's had some respectable results. So. You know, I guess I go off of that and say yes.
Patrick.
Patrick Levy, NASCAR Productions. Brad, looking out a few weeks to Indianapolis, you got a top 10 there last year. It's a track that has a lot of history in motorsports. Does it mean anything to you to perform well there, being that it has so much history?
Yeah, absolutely. That's the race Roger Penske circles on his calendar and says win, you know. So that's a big, big race for Penske Racing. It's a big race for Roger, and consequently that makes it a big race for everyone that works for him. So, you know, it's a race that, you know, we're going to come out and swing every fist we've got, and I think that we'll be good there. I'm excited about it.
Kevin has a question right here.
Kevin Kelly with the Cincinnati Enquirer. Brad, when you came to the track or got to the track, obviously a lot's been done around here to address the issues from last year. What were your thoughts? And also, going back to last year, if you can remember, what kind of feedback did you get from your fans via social media about what happened at this race?
Well, you know, I definitely saw some improvements. The one that stuck out the most was the additional parking lots and the walkover, which goes above the road that we all drive in. I'm sure there are other changes I didn't notice. It'd be nice to see it like an aerial shot to really get an idea of all the differences. But you know, from our perspective, we just have to trust the track and the management group to do the best job they can, and then we need to go out and do our job, which is to put on the best race possible. So I think it's important that we focus on our respective jobs within the sport. From a fan's perspective, I didn't get that much feedback about it, to be quite honest. And I know that I personally sat in the traffic. It wasn't something that I enjoyed. But sometimes there's just nothing you can do about it. And the people that like the sport have a unique ability to hang in there through tough times. And I respect that immensely about our fans, whether it's sitting out in the rain to watch a race or sitting out in traffic. I think our diehard fans continue to do things that amaze us in their support and loyalty. And for the most part, I can't recall receiving any negative feedback.
Any more questions for Brad? Mark, and then we'll finish with Tom.
Brad, Mark Story, Lexington Herald Leader. I noticed on your blog you talked about one reason you're running the truck race is that you'd like to, do the father-son double. Could you just
Yep, nobody's done that before, yeah.
Could you just elaborate sort of, what that would mean to you?
Well, it would mean a lot, obviously. I can remember my dad winning, and like you said, nobody's won as a father-son combination in the truck series, and it's always cool to me to be the first one to do things. I think you all probably know that by now, and that would be very rewarding. I can recall my family having a truck team and growing up in that series as a kid that worked on the trucks when I was allowed, and always dreaming of having a role in that series. And it was beyond my wildest imagination that I would have a role that I'm in today at Penske Racing and having a shot at a great Sprint Cup ride and a legitimate shot at a run for a title. Is beyond my wildest dreams. But the dreams that I had when I was younger was just being successful in that series. And so it would mean a lot to me to be able to do that and to be able to do it in a way that would showcase it for my family. And certainly being the first father-son combination would be very rewarding in that sense.
Finish up here with Tom. Go ahead.
Brad, just a final note on the sway bars. You said it would affect roughly half the field, and we know the Hendrick guys were running those, and presumably Stewart Haas guys. Who else?
Oh, I don't know the specific intel on that. I've got a pretty good feel, but I'm not going to call them out.